Okay, guys, so I literally just did a whole reading, but I did it live. And unfortunately, 15 minutes in, the video buffered, so it only saved 15 minutes of my 40-minute reading. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to be done doing live readings because I don't want to deal with that, honestly. I don't. And you know what? It was a beautiful reading, really enjoyed it, but unfortunately, we can't do that. So, I'm going to go back to recording my readings, but I do want to go live every once in a while with you guys and connect with you guys. So we'll see how I integrate that. But let's talk about it. We're going to get into our weekly energy for November 12th through November 19th. But whenever you find this is perfect. So yeah, what I've been going through recently, it's been so beautiful. So this energy is like, we're quantum leaping. We're on the verge of a breakthrough. And what's gorgeous is our ego finally feels safe to move towards this next chapter. We've done so much healing, generational healing, that there's just, for me, like how I've been feeling is a lot more confident and feeling a lot more secure in my path, in my journey, and in the support that I have, whether in this physical realm or in the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? Like, there's just been like a flip switched, and it's beautiful because it's essentially, like just feeling a lot more confident, feeling a lot more grateful that I get to have the journey that I'm having. And I hope that you all are feeling that too. A big theme that I've noticed for myself this week is feeling like I get to do this, not I have to. So when you feel like, oh, I have to go to work, I have to get up and go to the gym, I have to do the dishes, I have to make dinner, that's an energy of feeling like there's no gratitude, and essentially if you don't want to do those things, you don't have to do them. You know what I mean? But being able to clean up your home, being able to make a dinner for yourself, being able, like for me, having to get up and, coming up on here and doing my business before I go work that night, it's an energy of like, wow, I'm actually running my business, instead of feeling like, oh, look at all these things that I have on my plate and then I have to go work at a restaurant after all of it too. And that's the energy I was having for a while. Like I wasn't happy having to go to work, but my shift in perspective was I get to have a job that helps me pay my bills and helps me, you know, basically, yeah, helps me pay my bills. So that way I don't have to try to start my business, get it off the ground while also having to make it pay for my life. Let me tell you, that's stressful. I did it for a year once, and my bills were a lot cheaper than they are now. And even then, it was stressful. My rent's double what it was then, right? So it's an energy of, instead of feeling like I have to do these things, it's like I get to do these things. I get to support myself. I get to clean up my home. I get to, have these difficult conversations with people. I get to be able bodied and get up and go work out and get up and go take care of my home. You know, I get to cook and make delicious meals for myself. So therefore I get to do my dishes. You know? That's the transition that I've been going through a lot this week, and it's been so beautiful. And of course, like the other day I was mopping my floors and dusting and sweeping and all that stuff. And of course, when you're in the midst of it, sometimes it's like, oh, I can't wait for this to be over. But I noticed I was doing that, and I caught myself and I said, but I get to do this because I like to have a clean house. And that is such a gift, to not only have the energy to do it, have a day off to do it, but be able to move my body and be able to do that for myself, you know? And it really made me think of, honestly, my grandma and my great aunt. And my great aunt passed away a few years ago, and my grandma passed away this year, in May. But she was on hospice from November of last year to May. And just seeing the things that mattered to her towards the end there, all she cared about was like, oh, I want to make some really good food for my family. I want to stretch and move my body. I want to make my own coffee. Like, she wanted her autonomy back, you know? And yeah, of course, there's days where we need to rest and lay in bed and just kind of rot and just chill. But in the days where you have things to do, you need to get up and move around, have gratitude for that, because one day you're not going to be able to do that. And that's what I really had to tell myself. Like, one day I'm going to have to stay in my bed. One day all I'm going to be able to do is watch TV or something, you know? So I'm not going to rush through. I'm not rushing to get there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to sit and really indulge and enjoy being young, being sprightly, having energy, building a business, you know? Because it makes me think about Miley Cyrus, The Climb, you know? It's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. I don't remember the rest of the words. Like, there's a part in the song where it's like, I may not know it now, but these are the moments I'm going to remember forever, or something like that. And I feel like that's the phase where a lot of us are in. We're finally feeling confident and trusting in the universe, and we're ready for that next chapter, for that breakthrough. And what's cool, this spiral ring, I put it on because I was like, I'm going to need this, because we're busting out of a lot of spirals, right? There was an energy where we were just looping, 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 and now we're breaking out of it, and feels so good. All right, cool. Got to make sure my mic's still on. You know the deal. So yeah, this is just like, also the ego is feeling safe as well. You know, I do this cellular resonance healing, and don't exactly know how it works, but it's with this lady named Dion, and we both work at the same crystal shop, the Energy Within. So if you're from Overland Park or Kansas City, definitely check it out. But in the session I had last week, it was so, so beautiful. And I was breaking out of the victim mindset and breaking out of like feeling like I didn't have support and things like that, and just realizing I get to do these things. It's not a have to, because at the end of the day, if I don't want to do this, if I don't want to run a business, I don't have to, but I get to. And I have to recognize what a gift that is, truly, you know? And my ego and my higher self were at odds so much. And now my ego feels safe. My ego feels safe to trust in the universe, to explore, to commit to my purpose and my journey, and to take up space, you know? And during a part of the healing session I had with Dion, she, like, at the end, she'll put on headphones with like a healing frequency and do some sort of energy healing. I don't know, my eyes are closed when she does it. And I saw myself like with my higher self and my ego. My ego was a baby, and I was breastfeeding my ego. And I know that sounds a little crazy, because it was literally me breastfeeding me, but it was an energy of like my ego felt safe and nurtured and mothered and supported. Maybe for the first time ever. Okay. And it makes me want to cry, because it's like, that is such a relief and such a beautiful feeling for that part of me to be like, wait, I am safe. You do have my back. That's such a big realization, such a big full circle moment to come to. Okay. And then I saw myself in my casket as an older lady. And it was really cool, because it reminded me of my great grandma on my dad's side, who passed away when I was like real young. And I saw, like, I look like her. And what's cool is there's a lot of younger pictures of her where I'm like, Diva. And seeing myself as an older person, I was like, oh, wow, I really do look like her, because that's what she looked like. And I was in my casket, and I was just smiling, and I was just happy. Like, obviously I was dead, and I was surrounded by young people, like my grandkids, I think. And then it was like my casket went into the ground, and it was cool because it was one of those biodegradable caskets. And it went into the ground, and then it like kind of shot me into the universe, and I was back as like a soul with the divine. And that was just like them showing me like, look, you're going to be good. You're going to leave this life with no regrets, feeling satisfied, feeling fulfilled. And I'm so excited, and I'm so happy and proud of all of us for being able to break out of those cycles, break out of those limiting beliefs. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, because we haven't even like gotten to the breakthrough yet. We're just on the verge of it. So keep sitting in trust, keep being confident, keep having that joy and that gratitude for the things that you get to do to build you up to where you really want to be. Because at the end of the day, and this is something I need to remind myself of too, where you're at now, there was a version of you that prayed for this. And I know that's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. So have gratitude. Be so excited. Be so grateful that you were able to come to this space, and know that there's so much more there for you too. It's just so beautiful, honestly, truly. All right, so let's get into it. All right. So yeah, bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands, Six of Pentacles, the Chariot. What's so cool is this is how the last reading started too. Not with the Eight of Wands, but with the Chariot and the Six of Pentacles. And I was shuffling up the cards, so let's talk about it. So the Chariot, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Cancer energy. Yeah, you've learned all the lessons. Okay, and obviously there's more lessons to be learned. Trust and believe that. But the energy that was keeping you held back before, the limiting mindset, like you learned from it. Okay. And that's what I love about the Chariot card is the Chariot talks about like moving forward with confidence and taking all the highs, all the lows, the light, the dark, and integrating it to help you, to propel you forward with more confidence. That's exactly what's happening here. And so know that this is just the beginning. Like it's about to be off to the races for you. And with the Six of Pentacles, like things are turning around so much, right? Because right before the Six of Pentacles is the Five of Pentacles. And that's an energy of someone who's going through a setback, a lot of hard times and hardship. And yeah, we went through a lot. We went through a lot to get here. Trust and believe. You know what I mean? But now you're in a position where you've learned a lot, and now you're able to help guide others. Now you have this sense of security and support. So you're feeling ready and confident to move forward. Like, I love it. I love it. That's some good stuff right there. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're ready for this new journey. You're ready for this new chapter. This new chapter is centered around ease, peace, softness, trust, feeling confident, knowing that you're ready to start this new journey. You're ready to go towards this new horizon. You're ready for this quantum leap, for this breakthrough. And with the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, there's a level of like security involved in this. This isn't just moving on faith or moving on like a whim or something or impulse. This is you knowing like I'm going towards this new chapter and I know I'm supported. I know I have everything I need within me or around me. This is moving with complete and utter trust. And it's about time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like building up to this, we moved with hope, which is beautiful, right? It's kind of same as trust, but like not as defined, right? It was an energy of like, I know I want this. I don't know if it's going to come to fruition. I don't know if I have everything I need or how it's going to work out, but I'm just going to keep going. And this new energy is like, I know I'm doing what I'm meant to do. And I'm in love with the unknown. And I'm in love with this journey unfolding before my very eyes, not needing that validation and that confirmation beforehand. Yeah, I like this little, I have the window decals where it's like, or I don't know if they're decals. It's like where they go over the whole window and it's rainbow. I have them all over my house. All right, Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Hierophant. Okay. Okay, I feel like this could be a blend of things. So we have Taurus and Virgo energy, and also Capricorn because the Page of Pentacles. So a couple different things. So with the Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, you could be finding new people, soul tribe, team members, like people to work with, people to give you guidance and things like that. But it's also an energy of trusting in your own guidance and going within for advice and to decide how to move forward. So I feel like we're going to be blending like the best of both worlds, like knowing when to rely on yourself, your spirit guides, your intuition, knowing when to rely on external resources, asking for guidance and advice, letting people help you. You know, for example, like for my business, I would probably benefit from having someone helping out with marketing, or just like a business advisor to help me elevate and grow my business more and more. You know what I mean? So it's just about like kind of trusting when to go within and trusting when to bring people in as well. Okay. That's interesting. All right, let's see what else we got here. We have the Six of Cups, Queen of Swords. Let's take all this. Okay. Six of Cups, Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So in the past, there was a lot of like limiting beliefs motivating you, right? Like moving from fear, from anxiety, rather than from faith and trust, right? So I see that we have really set boundaries with that part of ourselves. Not to say like you're just pushing it to the side and pretending like it's not there. No, because we've done that work, right? We've learned a lot, and we know how to integrate it so we move forward with confidence. So essentially that's what this is breaking down. No more feeling like you have to prove yourself or letting your limiting beliefs get the best of you. But this is a matter of knowing who you are and not letting the fear of the past or the pain of the past derail you ever again. And in fact, those things are reminding you of your capability. It's your track record. You see, well, if I went through that and I overcame that, that shows to me that not only do I have my own back, but my soul journey, my spirit guides know exactly what they're doing. So I don't need to overthink. I don't need to overwork. I don't need to move from fear. Because even when I did used to do that, things were okay. So there's no reason to be scared anymore. Absolutely. All right, leading us to the King of Wands, the Fool, Ace of Wands. So we have Aries and Aquarius energy, also Sagittarius and Leo. So yeah, this is a new chapter, a new life for you. Truly. Like this is quantum leaping for sure. Okay? This is you trusting yourself, trusting the universe, and moving towards the things that light you up, that ignite your passion, that ignite that fire inside of you. And you believe in yourself. Okay? You know that you're capable. You know that you can handle any challenge that comes your way. And you're not holding yourself back or playing it safe because there might be challenges. You are eagerly approaching them because you know you have what it takes to handle it. I like it. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so let's break it down. Break it down. Okay. We're going to start with the Six of Cups, Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords. So this is you really overcoming that limiting belief. And a lot of those limiting beliefs probably stem from things that happened in childhood or in your past. But again, you already overcame them. So it's time for your nervous system, for your brain and your ego to catch up to that. Okay, let's talk about it. Tell me more about the Six of Cups, Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords. All right, with the Two of Wands and Judgment, absolutely. So you had to make the decision for yourself. Am I going to stay in my comfort zone of fear, of questioning, of doubt? Or am I going to allow myself to break out of that and lean into faith and into trust? Because at the end of the day, Judgment, Scorpio energy, you decided for yourself what you wanted, what your purpose was, what you were going to make out of this life. And yeah, it's going to take it took some time to have trust in that decision. But now you're like, at the end of the day, I made the decision. I can either move towards it with trust or I can move towards it with fear. Either way, I'm going to get there. Either way, I'm manifesting something. You know what I mean? So this is a matter of recognizing that it was a choice. It was a choice to move with lack. It was a choice to move with fear. It was a choice to see things as like an annoying obligation rather than a gift, right? Like the dishes, for example, that can either be an annoying obligation or a gift, as in, look at that. I made all this food for myself. I nurtured myself. I took care of myself. Now I get to continue that by cleaning up my space. Or you can say, oh, I have to do the dishes again. Either way, you're doing the dishes. So you might as well do it with a positive energy. And that's the decision that you made here. No more letting that low vibration take the sail out of your winds. And with the King of Cups here, again, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy, you are learning, you have learned. You've mastered almost with the King, right? You've mastered sitting with your emotions rather than letting them control you, right? Being able to take a deeper look at that fear and saying, what are you scared of? What is it that I need to provide for you? What love, what reassurance do you need from me? Rather than saying, I'm scared, let me turn back around and quit. You know, that's not happening anymore, because at the end of the day, you decided for yourself what you want to do with this, with your life, you know? So it's no, like the past, the limiting beliefs, the ego, the brain, the nervous system does not have the control over you anymore to get you to second guess. And you're learning to sit, you've learned, not learning anymore. You've learned to sit with those parts of you and provide yourself with that reassurance rather than waiting on the external to confirm it for you, rather than waiting on someone else to tell you. You decide that for you. Okay, let's pop our backs. My back is hurting. All right. Oh gosh. Sorry, y'all. I had to get a little stretch in. Okay, so let's keep it moving. So we have the Chariot, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, this is that new chapter, moving forward with confidence, switching things around, no longer feeling like, oh, I need a handout or I don't have any support. Like now you feel like, wait, I do feel good. I do have support. I have so much support that I can go out and support others. I have so much wisdom that I can go out and share it with others. I love it. All right, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, the Chariot. Tell me more about that. And you guys, if this is resonating for you, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe to the channel. All of that helps the channel grow, and I'm always so grateful. Thank you so much. Beautiful. So with the Four of Cups, the Two of Swords, I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, this new chapter, I think it's going to kind of, should I turn this light on? Because it wasn't on for a second because it was bright enough with the sun, but now I feel like the sun went away. Okay, so with the Two of Swords, Four of Cups, a lot of you did not see this turnaround coming. You did not expect, like you just didn't see it coming. You weren't preparing for it, and that's because you were so used to things not working out how you wanted them. But you got to understand, the journey started out that way because you had to learn. You had to learn how to continue having that faith. You had to learn how to rebuild, how to hype yourself up even whenever it seemed like everything was going against you. And also it was spirit really saying, do you really want this? You know, if there are these obstacles, if the journey isn't easy, do you really, really want this? So it was like a test. It was like a trial to see if you were really about that life. And what's so crazy is a lot of you were just like, man, what is going on? Myself included, you know? But you stuck it out. And now it's all coming full circle. And you're like, oh, wow, look at what going through that taught me. If I hadn't gone through that situation, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have the wisdom that I have now. So I'm so grateful to be able to have gone through those trials, tribulations, the uphill battles. And look at you, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. There's so much success, so much abundance, emotional fulfillment. You're going to feel so good. You're going to feel so proud of yourself because you stuck it out. And now, like that energy, it's like going to be so easy moving forward. You know, not to say that there's not going to be highs and lows, but you're going to know how to navigate it now. There's not going to be anything that's going to be able to deflate you. You know, you're going to stay ready and stay high and excited because the journey to even get you here to believe in yourself there's nothing you could do to take any of that back, you know? I hope I'm making sense. It's like the universe had to show you how much how beautiful faith was, you know? So now that that's your truth and that's the vibration you're on, there's nothing that could stop you, for real. And it's just so cool to think of like the perspective you're going to have. Because it's not about, oh, look at all this stuff happening to me. It's like, wow, look at all this happening for me. Look at all these blessings. They may be disguised as lessons or obstacles, but you know the truth. That makes me really happy. Yes. Okay. All right. What's next? Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands. So yeah, this next chapter is rooted in love, in vulnerability, being soft, flowing, okay? And you feeling and knowing that you are secure, that you have all that you need, that you are more than capable, and you are ready to go towards this new chapter, okay? There's nothing else that you have to prove to yourself or that you need validation on, because your journey up to this point has shown you how capable you are. I'm just really happy. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Three of Wands. Let us know. Okay. All right. All right. So what's cool, we have the Eight of Cups, the Devil's at the bottom of the deck, Capricorn energy. We are walking away from the limiting beliefs, from the victim mentality, from the fear controlling us. Okay? Because at the end of the day, for some, you know, it can motivate us up to a point, but then once we're ready to move out of that cycle, we got to move out of it, you know, because it's eventually just going to turn into something that just keeps you stuck. Because sometimes fear can be a motivator, but then eventually once you're out of that space and you're still scared, it's like, what's going on, you know? So we are done with the lack mentality, with giving our power away, whether that's to other people, environments, certain habits, certain belief systems, certain stories that we tell ourselves. It's over. And what's cool, we have the full moon there, and we just had a full moon on November 5th, full moon in Taurus. That was really about recognizing that your abundance, your success, your security is your birthright. And there's no more need to be overworking and feeling scared about if that's going to happen or not. That makes me think of years ago, like 2020, I got a reading from a tarot reader. She's Queen Cup. She's on YouTube. She has a Patreon as well. Like, she is that girl. One of my favorite readers. And I got on the phone with her and I was like, I just want a reading to see like if my business will be successful and stuff like that. And she was like, I'm not doing a reading for that. She was like, your business will be successful. Okay. And at the time I was in college and I was in an entrepreneurial class. And she was like, does anyone else in that class have a business? And I was like, I think one other person. She was like, exactly. So don't call my phone asking for confirmation on this. What else do you want a reading about? And I was like, okay. Like, it was amazing because, and honestly, it took me years, because it's 2025, almost 2026 now. And I still was like, am I going to make it? You know what I mean? It took me years to finally like cement that into my soul. And that's because of a lot of things that I went through in the past, in childhood, things that were generationally passed down to me, you know? So it's just really cool that it's like finally coming full circle, you know? All right, we have the Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely see that like we're going to go from kind of being on our own to welcoming more people into our journey and letting people help us, leaning on others. There could be some new partnerships, romantic relationships, friendships that are blossoming or deepening here as well. But it's just like all that hard work paid off. And you're going to see that reflected back to you in the people that are drawn to you now. And with the Ace of Swords, Page of Wands, yeah, there's just a lot of confidence. And what's cool about this isn't confidence that comes from experience or comes from like, okay, I know exactly what's going to go down. This is feeling secure and confident, even in the unknown, even in the learning phase, which that speaks true confidence. If you can walk into a room or into a situation where you don't know anything that's going on, but you just got the heart to be there, that's confidence. Okay. Like, what's cool is like I wanted to say like you're going to be unrecognizable, but the thing is like you're going to know like I was meant to feel this way. I was meant to be in this space. This is who I truly am. And I'm so glad I can finally see it. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like say, like I'm seeing a car with snow on the windshield and like you have to scrape it off, and say you're in a rush that morning, so you only scrape off a bit to where you can see, and then you got the heat going, and then you can finally like with the windshield wipers get the rest of it off, and you're like, okay, finally I can see everything now. That's what this feels like. Like finally I know it's safe. That's what it is. You are finally safe. It has been a long time coming. Okay, let's keep going. So we have the Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Hierophant. So yeah, an energy of really trusting yourself, knowing that you're the oracle, knowing that the divine works through you. You are the divine, having a human experience, and also welcoming people to help you on this journey. So let's see about what exactly comes out with this, because I'm still a little like, what's going on? Because I'm not sure if it's an energy of like going from just doing it on your own, just trusting yourself, to opening up and trusting more people, or if it's a balance of both. I imagine it's a balance of both because you need both to move forward in any part of a journey. So let's see. All right, Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Hierophant. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo here. Yeah, I think for a lot of us, we just held on to the pain of the past for a long time. It was almost like a badge of honor, or like wearing it as a shield to remind yourself, like, look at what you've been through. Don't let the wall down, or, don't trust certain people or move a certain way now because of the thing you went through. And the thing is, we recognize now that like the universe doesn't put us through things just to turn us cold and to have us question and second guess everybody. It's so we can learn. It's so we can grow, And I feel like we're meeting new people, meeting like in new environments that are showing us like, wow, not all people are like that. Not all situations end like that. And I can put that wall down and I can let go of these stories and give myself the opportunity to tell them differently, to have new experiences. That's the thing. It's not like these things go away and it's to say like, oh, that never happened. No, but it's to say, I'm going to reclaim my power from it. I'm going to find the purpose in that. I'm going to learn what I needed to learn from that and flip it up on its head, so that way I'm not carrying this cross anymore. You know what I mean? And I think for a lot of you, this is going to play out by meeting new people, having people you can trust, finding your soul tribe, and realizing that You have a lot of love and support. And for a lot of you, you had to have that for yourself first. You know, you had to get that validation from you. So that way you weren't giving other people the power over you and letting people decide for you if you were worthy. You know, you had to break out of that pattern. And a lot of you, that happened through a lot of heartbreak and disappointment and betrayal. But now it's like, well, without that, I wouldn't have been forced to come within for that validation, for that love and that worthiness. And now that you have it within yourself and you're ready to welcome people back in, it's going to be beautiful. I've been making a lot of new friends lately. Like, for example, I was doing a yoga teacher training, and it's so cool. Like, people are from all over the world. Like, there's people from Iran and Italy and Australia. And then there was a girl from Springfield, Missouri. I'm from Kansas City. So it's like, I don't know how long that is, like an hour and a half, maybe, something like that. I'm not a geographer, so who knows, but pretty close. I thought that was cool. We have the King of Pentacles, Page of Cups. So yeah, just know, like, following your heart, following your intuition, flowing is going to lead you to that success and that stability that you want. You are really about to master yourself, your success, your worthiness. Just keep following your heart, keep trusting yourself, and you're going to get there. Okay? You're already there. This is just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's about to expand so much from here. I'm excited. All right. Last little bit here. King of Wands, the Fool, the Ace of Wands. So yeah, this is just that new journey, that new start. Centered in trust, optimism, in passion, excitement, and knowing that you have all the support within you, around you, to take on any challenge, to explore any unknown territory, and do it with competence, with success. Okay, like, you are going to become everything that it is you want to become. You already are there. It's just going to grow and expand from here. And this is a matter of your nervous system, your brain, and your ego finally feel safe enough to let you step into your highest self. Okay? There's no more back and forth. There's no more, okay, well, I felt good about it, but how do I know? You know? It's just a matter of, like, look, the proof is in the pudding. Let's get into it. Okay? Tell me more about the King of Wands, the Fool, Ace of Wands, please and thank you. See, you are going to be celebrating, feeling so proud of yourself, because, and what's cool is the Fool is right before the Magician, right? 0 to 1. So the Fool is like having fun and playing with the elements, whereas the Magician has mastered them and knows how to make them work in his favor. And that's exactly where you're at. Exactly. Okay, we got the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, the Strength card. Gorgeous. So yeah, I just feel like there's going to be so much balance in your life now, right? Balancing your higher self and your ego, your masculine, your feminine, knowing when to take action, knowing when to fall back, and not having to overthink it and second guess it and think like, okay, is this the right decision? Is this going to help me get where I want to be? Because at the end of the day, you can trust yourself to get where you want to be. You don't have to micromanage. You don't have to second guess. You don't have to overthink. You don't have to reflect on, oh, this happened in the past, so I have to rewrite that story. You've already rewritten it. You know, like, we're catching up to where we're actually at. What a beautiful place to be, right? Like, so grateful. So grateful. So much generational healing too. Like, you are, it's just so cool. Like, we've really done so much work, especially people that have been with me since the beginning of my channel. Like, we've done so much work to reclaim our power, not only from the trauma, but then from the aftermath of that. You know, there was a word I was thinking of, but I don't know what it is. It's like the word whenever aftershock, maybe something with an earthquake, like when it goes and then you got to wait a minute because it might go again a little bit. I don't know. there's not a lot of earthquakes where I live. So there actually was one in Missouri one time. I remember it. I was like, what the fuck's going on with the house? I thought the cats were going crazy. I was like, what are the cats doing? It was an earthquake. Anyways, this makes me think like, why was there an earthquake in Missouri? Hopefully everything's okay with the earth. But yeah, there's just like so much you had to go through to get here. And now you're here, and your nervous system, every part of you is like, wait, we are here. We did that. You know, it makes me think of that picture of that sports guy in the red shirt that's like, you know, it's like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? All right, Fierce. So we're going to close it out with some oracle messages. Again, if this resonated, let me know with a like, a comment, you know, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. What is going on? Hold on a second. Let's talk about it, because I feel like these messages are weird now. But I feel like it represents like where we have left and where we're going. Okay, because let's just talk about it. We have aligned your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. Okay, who or what is triggering you. And deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Because at first I was like, this doesn't match what we were just talking about. And Spirit just said, you get to rest from this. It's kind of like, see, this was in the other reading. Okay, here. It's kind of like with this Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands, Queen of Swords, Six of Cups energy. The feeling of overthinking, overworking, struggling is in the past. So we get to take a break from feeling triggered, feeling not aligned. Like that is done. That is done. And we have trust and niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay. Trust your heart. Trust your intuition. Trust the guides, the synchronicities that the universe is showing you, because know that it's about to pop off for sure. All right. We have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Definitely celebrate yourself. Whether it's something big like having a dinner with all your friends, going on a vacation, or something small like having a massage or buying yourself flowers, taking yourself out to eat. Like you have to make the conscious effort to celebrate yourself so you have more things to celebrate, you know? Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Again, trusting your heart, listening to your intuition. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Sit in your throne, fix your crown, and let's act accordingly, because you are the boss. You are that person. You are the gift that your bloodline has been waiting on. So act accordingly. All right, and last one. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Absolutely. This was meant for you. Okay, this is meant for you. So I don't even feel like the need to say like no more doubting. Like to me, that doesn't even exist anymore. You know, like we just did that for a few years, and we had a crash course. Not really a crash course, because a few years isn't that quick, but we went through all that, and now it's just ready for something new. Now it's just ready for trust, honestly. Like it makes me want to cry, because it's just like this has been such a long time coming, you know, and the internal battle of trusting and not trusting, going towards it but second guessing, like that is done. It finally gets to be easy. It finally gets to be done with confidence. And that is a gift. That is a gift. All of this has been such a gift. And we're going to take our little gifts wrapped up with pretty little bows, and we're going to move forward. It just feels so good. So I hope you guys are feeling that too, because it's such a beautiful gift. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I don't think I said my name earlier, but my name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with a friend, family, foe, whatever. And if you want more from me, definitely go down to the description box below. I've got all my social media if you want to check that out. But I also have my website, which is where you can book a personal reading, a healing ceremony, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. So if you want to take these readings and get more guidance, more clarity on it, definitely sign up for the newsletter, okay? And when I do my full moon and new moon readings, I always include a ritual in there. So just a good way to get deeper guidance, stay up to date with different events and stuff I have going on as well. So check it out. But thank you guys for watching. I love you all so much. And eventually we'll go back to doing these live, but I don't want to play with them not saving properly. So this is how we're going to do it for now. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.